Hi, good morning. This is Brian. Sorry we are a little bit late today. At 10 o'clock, I had camera issues. So we got rescheduled. So, of course, nobody knew to be here at 10:30. And I also don't have my sound equipment or my camera set up too well. But I'm back from vacation. And, well, since there's nobody here, I thought I'd talk about some of the benefits of the Your Body Never Lies Playshop, which is a free workshop you can do here on YouTube at my channel. And that channel is youtube.com/free of limits, all one word. This play shop is specifically designed to end your automatic suffering. And the workshop will not end your suffering forever for all things. What it does is it um, retrains your body to not feed you old suffering stories automatically from your past. So, just because you see somebody who looks like someone who did you wrong once upon a time, maybe right now you get reminded of those things that happened to you a long time ago. And, when we think about things that happened to us a long time ago that didn't feel good, we tend to suffer. So we start to wonder, why did that happen to me? Why is it going to happen again? Um, that distraction from life is what the play shop handles, because I show you how to teach your body to not automatically react to triggers in your environment that remind you of things from your history. So that result takes a bit of effort. It's easy, it's simple, and it takes a bit of effort. And just watching the play shop videos once and thinking about the exercises will not achieve that result. What you get to do is watch a couple of videos, listen to what I say, and do the exercises that I tell you to do, and notice what happens when you do them. When you're ready, then you watch a couple more videos and do those exercises. The videos are in a specific order, and I think I'm going to reshoot them and make it a little more concise, because the videos are a couple years old. But for right now, they are in a specific order, and the order matters, and which is why they're numbered. You shouldn't do more than 3 or 4 a day. You should sleep on the information, and you should do the exercises until you get the result that they are meant to give you. Now, the basic idea with the play shop is when you go through it once, you'll have an aha moment. And then sometime later, you're going to want to do the play shop again and pick up some more details. Eventually, within, excuse me, a few months, one day, you'll just realize you're not suffering anymore. And you'll notice people around you are wrapped up in their minds, thinking about things that happened a long time ago, and you won't be. So a secondary benefit of the training is that, well, for me anyway, I can quiet my mind at any time. That ridiculous chatterbox, blah, 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 that tends to fall away, because its purpose is basically to, get you thinking about your history. So when your body loses that, or loses its incentive or reason to do that, you gain much better control over the chatterbox. What else happens? Well, it becomes easier to talk to strangers. I talked about that during my vacation video last week. It just becomes easier to talk to strangers, because it becomes easier to understand other people, and it becomes easier to be understood. That's a secondary benefit. It should be obvious. If you're no longer suffering and no longer thinking about your history, that gives you more attention to notice what's happening with the people around you, which makes it easier to better connect. So secondary benefit of the training is a better sense of connection. And that sense of connection, that can be to creator, that can be to other people, just being alive in general, however you define it or feel it, the sense of belonging or not being separate from everything else. That's a really nice secondary benefit. A few other things happen. Well, for me anyway, and it should happen for you. And the training does continue. So these benefits, you might need a little more training, but noticing that the universe lines up, and maybe you already noticed that, but the universe starts lining up a lot more with your intentions, and not necessarily your thoughts, but certainly your intentions and your your choices. When you make a choice, when you learn to live a life in a win-win situation with the world that you're now connected to, the universe will line up with your choices. And so I should say a secondary benefit of the play shop is that you will lose that sense of needing to compete with other people and that sense that other people are the other that you need to compete with. Because, that mechanism that makes us feel like we have to compete, that mechanism, it's the same mechanism that is keeping us suffering. So, when you learn what that mechanism, how it works, and you learn how to take control of it and change it, the world changes, and it's pretty neat. This work took me some 30 years to unravel. I've done a lot of different work, a lot of different traditions, and I followed a very, an amazing teacher. And, this teacher led me through all these different traditions, or to all these traditions, to learn what I could and to see what the familiar thread is that runs through all of them. Because many traditions, well, if you just spread them out all on the table, you'd see some of them are all about sound, and some are all about breathing, and some are all about worship, and some are all about, yoga, body positions, hatha yoga, excuse me. And, some are all about thinking or idols. There's just so many different traditions out there, but, they're all working to get over this one thing. And that's the sense we have, well, one, of feeling lost, like, what is life about? Like, you're here, you show up, you're here for an amount of time, and it's over way too fast. And, and then what happens at the end? You wonder if you learned anything. Like, are you here to learn? Because you're certainly not here to accumulate things. You don't get to take them with you, right? So we know it's not about that. If you'd like to learn more about life and what it means to, have a body and be here, you can do that. And that's really one of the joys of the play shop, is just finding out that there are things to learn, because life can change just so quickly. I made a video last year or 2 years ago called Shift Your Inner Dialogue. It's here available on YouTube. Just search Shift Your Inner Dialogue. It's a Your Body Never Lies video, and it's only a half hour. If you watch that video and pay attention to, well, you don't need to pay anything, not even your attention, just slow down and take it in. You'll notice that you already know everything I'm talking about. You just, we become human doings, and then we forget about all the human being side. And if you're willing to let yourself just be a human being and listen to that video, listen to what the exercises are, you'll recognize them, and you'll know that you've already been doing them your whole life. It's just that you've been doing them opposite. So, when you learn to not judge other people and to notice how that impacts not only your body, but also how it impacts how you feel connected to the world, that is a great learning experience. And that is what Your Body Never Lies is about. We're all about learning and expanding and sharpening our senses and sharpening our ability to create the life we desire. So, with the weird schedule today, I didn't really expect anyone to be here live. So this is a short video, and I'm in a new place too. I'm just have cars going by outside, which is a little distracting, but hoping to find a better studio or some place to do these videos. And I'm looking forward to you calling in your questions. This week, when you've got time, watch a couple of videos, do the exercises indicated, and then come back here next Saturday at 10 a.m. California time and ask your questions about the material. I'd love to see you through it. I'd love to see you end your suffering for anything in your history. And it's totally possible. I am free of the suffering of my history, and it's truly amazing. And, if you had seen me 30 years ago and saw what I was dragging around, you would be pretty, I should probably find some of my old high school friends to come here and tell you like what I used to be like and how I've shifted, because the weight of the physical abuse I endured, the sexual abuse I endured, the torture I endured, and I don't mean to sound all heavy. I say torture, that sounds awful. But I talked on videos about how I was the other kid being brought up in a foreign country. I was definitely the other, and I was picked on. And when you're 5, 6, 7 years old, that all feels like torture. So for a long time, I was very afraid, and so very quick to snap, very quick to try to keep myself safe, and also very disconnected from the the power differential of that abuse I endured. So not carrying that around feels wonderful. It's done wonders for, well, how I feel in my body and how quickly I'm able to fall asleep at night, how easy it is to talk to people I've never met before, and also how easy it is to tell friends and family the truth. So please take a minute, find out what this training is. If I can help you through it at all, I would love to. And I'll see you here next Saturday. All right, thanks a lot. We're going to end this, and I'll see you in a week.